Did you know that over 60% of families face significant financial difficulties when unexpected emergencies arise? Imagine, for instance, a health issue, a car breakdown that prevents you from getting to work, or even losing your job. These unforeseen events come without warning, and it's precisely during these moments that a lack of preparation can turn a temporary setback into a permanent crisis. But here's the good news. You can protect your family from these frightening scenarios. I'll share a clear and simple plan to help you create an emergency fund, even if your income is limited. This is the first step toward achieving financial stability and being ready for the unexpected at any moment. You'll learn how to secure your family's financial future in 2025, avoiding debt and sleepless nights. And the best part, you'll discover that you don't need a lot of money to get started. Small daily actions can lead to a massive impact in the long run. For those who don't know me yet, I'm Edward, a family finance expert. Over the past few years, I've helped countless people achieve financial stability and build a more secure future for their families. I know what works because I've faced financial challenges myself and understand what it's like to juggle all the responsibilities of daily life. That's why I'm here, to make this process simpler and more accessible for you. If this topic is important to you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any valuable tips. I create content that truly makes a difference, and I want to help you take the first steps toward financial peace of mind now. Let's dive into the first step of this transformation. Understanding what an emergency fund is and how it can change your life. Why do so many families struggle to prepare financially? The answer is simple, but revealing. We were never taught how to handle the unexpected. We live in a culture that prioritizes instant gratification, often ignoring the importance of saving for the future. This mindset leaves us vulnerable when something unexpected happens. This scenario is more common than you might think. Millions of people live paycheck to paycheck, with no financial safety net. When something goes wrong, the consequences are devastating. Mounting debt, family tension, and even mental health struggles. On the other hand, building an emergency fund is not just about money. It's about peace of mind and control. Knowing you have a resource to handle unexpected events provides an invaluable sense of security. And it doesn't mean giving up everything you enjoy. With small adjustments, you can balance your current desires with the need to prepare for the future. After all, the goal isn't to live in deprivation, but to create stability so you and your family can face any challenge. In the next steps, we'll explore how you can start building your emergency fund today, no matter your current financial situation. Before diving into the details, let's go over what you'll learn in this video. These are 5 essential steps to help you create and maintain an emergency fund. Understand what an emergency fund is and why it's essential. Calculate the ideal amount for your family based on your monthly expenses. Create a realistic budget that allows you to save, even with a limited income. Learn how to start small, but stay consistent. Choose the safest place to store your fund. These steps are designed to be applicable no matter your current financial situation. Whether you're new to managing finances or already working on getting organized, these principles will transform how you handle your money. Now that you know the roadmap, let's dive into the first step: understanding the importance of an emergency fund and how it can be a valuable ally in uncertain times. Step 1. Understanding what an emergency fund is. An emergency fund is like a financial shield that protects you and your family from life's unexpected challenges. It's a specific amount of money set aside to cover unforeseen situations, such as health issues, urgent repairs, or loss of income. To understand why it's so important, think of it as the foundation of a house. Without a solid foundation, any instability can cause the entire structure to collapse. Similarly, without a financial safety net, even small problems can lead to significant setbacks. It's crucial to distinguish this fund from other savings. For example, it shouldn't be used for planned trips or purchases. Its purpose is solely for emergencies. Imagine this scenario. a critical appliance in your home breaks down. If you have an emergency fund, you can resolve the issue quickly without resorting to loans or racking up credit card debt. But you might be thinking, where do I even start? The answer is simple: start small. The key is to take the first step. Even if you can only set aside a small portion of your income each month, it will make a difference over time. In the following steps, we'll explore how to calculate the ideal amount for your fund and create a realistic plan to achieve it. Step 2. Calculating the ideal amount for your family. Calculating the ideal amount for your emergency fund is one of the most critical steps to ensuring it serves its purpose effectively. The goal is simple. Save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of your essential expenses. These include rent, food, basic utilities, and transportation. The first step is to list your monthly expenses. Write down everything you spend on necessities such as housing, electricity, water, groceries, transportation, and healthcare. Let's say your essential monthly expenses total $2,000. In this case, your goal would be to save between $6,000 and $12,000. But what if your income is unstable? In that case, calculate an average of your earnings over the past 6 to 12 months. To get a more realistic estimate, remember, you don't need to save the entire amount all at once. The key is to set a goal and work toward it gradually. A practical tip is to break your goal into smaller milestones. For example, start with the goal of saving 1 month's worth of expenses. Once you achieve that, aim for 2 months, and so on. This approach makes the process more manageable and less intimidating. Additionally, focus on your essential needs. Avoid including unnecessary or luxury expenses in your calculations. An emergency fund is meant to be practical, ensuring you can navigate critical situations without jeopardizing your financial stability. Now that you know how to calculate the ideal amount, in the next step, we'll learn how to create a realistic budget to help you reach this goal. Step 3. Creating a realistic budget is the most powerful tool for organizing your finances and allocating resources to your emergency fund. Getting started might seem challenging, but with a bit of dedication, you'll find that creating a budget is simpler than you think. The first step is to identify your monthly income. Write down all the money you receive, whether from your salary, side jobs, or other sources. Next, track all your expenses. Divide them into 2 main categories: essential and non-essential. Essential expenses include rent, food, transportation, and utility bills. Non-essential expenses include entertainment, dining out, and discretionary shopping. Once you have a clear view of your expenses, it's time to evaluate where you can make cuts. Small adjustments can lead to significant results. For instance, reducing how often you eat out or renegotiating service fees for internet and cell phone plans can free up more money for your emergency fund. Another tip is to set spending limits for each category. For example, allocate only 10% of your income for entertainment and stick to that limit. This helps avoid impulsive spending and ensures you stay on track toward your goal. Finally, automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to a separate account as soon as you get paid. This ensures consistency and minimizes the temptation to spend that money. Step 4. Starting small but staying consistent. If your income is limited, you can and should start saving. The key is to establish small habits that create a significant impact over time. Remember, the focus is on steady progress, not immediate perfection. Begin by setting aside an amount you can save regularly, even if it's small. For example, putting away $5 or $10 a week is a great starting point. The secret lies in consistency. Small amounts saved consistently can surprise you over time. For instance, saving just $10 a week can add up to over $500 in a year, a meaningful amount for emergencies. Another important step is identifying small changes in your daily life that can help you save. Consider swapping out an expensive coffee for a homemade option or cutting back on food delivery apps. Every conscious choice contributes to growing your fund. Create a reward system to keep yourself motivated. When you reach intermediate goals, such as saving enough to cover 1 month's expenses, celebrate with something simple that brings joy without derailing your progress. Finally, remember that financial journeys are personal. Avoid comparing your progress to others and focus on what works for you and your family. Consistency and focus are the pillars of success. Step 5. Choosing the safest place to keep your emergency fund. You start building your emergency fund. It's crucial to select the right place to store it. The primary goal is to ensure the money is accessible when needed, but also protected from unnecessary risks. The first option many people consider is a traditional savings account. While it may not offer the highest returns, it is secure and allows for quick access to your funds in emergencies. Another alternative is digital bank accounts that offer interest rates tied to benchmarks, like the CDI Certificado de Deposito Interbancario, combining liquidity with better returns. If you're looking for slightly higher returns, consider low-risk investment options, such as fixed income funds or government bonds. These are safe and generally offer better yields than savings accounts, though they may take a few business days to release the funds. What you should avoid is investing your emergency fund in high-risk assets, such as stocks or crypto. These markets are volatile and can jeopardize your reserve just when you need it most. Another critical point is to keep your emergency fund separate from other accounts. This helps prevent accidental use of the money for everyday expenses. Consider opening a dedicated account for your fund and establish clear rules about when and how it can be used.